All right, welcome everybody to this week's showing of the 1RC Dirt Late Model Series here at Lanes Raceway. You can see we're about to get underway here. You see a big old picture of me right now currently. But we're going to zoom out here to the big track here. We got a special lady here going to come and click the spin for us. We got 4 spins we got to make. But remember, guys, the first spin, as we go through this little change log here on the right side, these are all the names, 203 total entries for the giveaway of the late model and 3 1-month passes to come and practice on the track here at Lanes Raceway. What are you doing? Oh, okay. All right. So she's got an exit sign in her hand. I was like, I didn't know exactly what the exit sign was there for. But anyways, I'm just going to scroll through all these names here so you can see that everybody's in here that liked it. And this was 2 days ago. I cut these out. A little bit of a struggle doing it. There's probably a better way to do it. I didn't choose that way. I probably chose the most hard way. Nonetheless, we're going to get over here to the clicky spinny thing. And let me see if I can do it about half and half so they can see her clicking it instead of me, because nobody wants to see me click it. Here we go. There we go. All right, let me put the mouse where it's supposed to be. All right, now all you got to do is click that button. All right, whenever you're ready, go ahead and click it. Here we go. The Circus of Values. Big spender. And the one that's going to win the late model is Stacy Troutman. You have 1 week to get that late model, Stacy. If you don't stop by and get it in 1 week, next Tuesday when we run the 1RC, we will spin again for that late model. Remember, guys, we do not ship. So if you want this late model, you need to come and get it here at Lanes Raceway. You don't need the paper. No, you don't. You don't need the paper. All right. We're going to need you to spin again. Just click that left mouse button. All right. This will be for 1 month of free track time here at Lanes Raceway. And that is Craig Johnson, if I'm pronouncing that right. All right. 2 more spins. Another 1 month of track time. And that's going to be Jared O'Brien, I believe is what that is, for a month of track time. And our last month of track time here on April 1st is clicking in the ears pretty loud. Cindy Yates. All right, so there are our winners for this month. Now, guys, we're probably going to continually do this. There'll probably be another Facebook post here in the near future, and we'll have another giveaway probably next month. So definitely stay tuned on the 1st. Yeah, so the next giveaway will be on the 1st of next month. So definitely stay tuned for that action and keep an eye on our Facebook page. And don't forget, just like and share and all that stuff. You know, all the stuff you got to do that's usual. But thank you guys for participating in that live giveaway. We will post those names. T, if you want to get these names, you come take a picture of it. We'll get that, and then we're going to get right into some 1RC racing. So the results here, you can see Stacy Troutman, Craig Johnson, Jared O'Brien, and Cindy Yates. Those are going to be your winners today. Stacy Troutman, of course, has 1 week to pick up the late model. She doesn't get it within 1 week. Like I said, we will draw next week for that late model. There you go. And you can go ahead and make a Facebook post on that. Just make sure you put Stacy's getting the late model. She has a week to pick it up. And then these other 3 here, they're getting 1 month track time. They come pick it up anytime they want. All right. Well, that was fun. Let's jump right in and get our stuff set up here for some 1RC action. So tonight is also the first night that we're going to be running our beginner class here at Lanes Raceway. And the beginner's class is a breakout class, 3.8 seconds on this dirt oval track that we got here. And if they go faster than that, they just lose a lap. That's just how it's going to happen. But nonetheless, our standard class is our main event. That is our dirt late model series class, and that's what they're racing for points. So tonight, Blake, Bones, Tim, and Garrett are going to be racing for points. All right, guys, 10 minutes to qualify. Dirt late model standard. Yep. Standard is the class above beginner. It's the non-breakout class. No, you're in the beginner class, the 3.8 breakout class. He is. Okay, just run your car. T, you'll need to add Isaac. He's going to jump in the standard class also. So if the standard class does not have a breakout, they're allowed to run any 8700 motor. They have to keep the tires dirt related, and they can use any 1RC part other than a 10,000K motor or a LiPo. Jerry Martin, y'all done drawing yet? Yeah, Jerry, we just got done drawing. All right, Tim, I don't have a transponder for that car. That's probably, it's still under beginner. Let me swap it real quick. All right. 1 second, guys. One hundred 3710. Three. What was that? 3710. All right, Tim, I got you on there. Yeah, you're good. You've already turned 3 laps. You've already turned 3 laps. Yeah, I don't know why I didn't carry over the stuff. He got an extra lap. Sorry, guys. We just started this class today. I must have left that out of the settings. I'll stop you at 5 laps. So Bones is up next. Okay, Gabe, I'll have to get your number before you get in. Yeah. All right, Bones at 4.390. G-Main Kane, go, go, go. I wish I was there. G-Main, I wish you was too. All right, next up is Isaac. Isaac, stop your car for a second. I'm going to have to do the same thing with you. So we're going to go to Isaac here. 1579. All right, Isaac. Where is he in here? Hang on, Isaac. I'm having issues here. I must have put his number in wrong. 1001579. I know. Problem is he's only got one transponder and it's not letting me do it in both classes. See?
Well, add it again.
Okay.
See if it does it.
157.
You gotta type it in there on the TX.
All right. How do I get this off here? All right, try to run it under there again, Isaac.
Well, I thought you could just hit add driver down there.
Yeah, it didn't give me that option a while ago. It's crazy. All right, Isaac, you're in there now. All right, you got a 4040. You got more than 5 laps. Yeah. Lucky you. Blake panel up next. So T, did you add Isaac and Gabriel? T, did you add Isaac and Gabriel? Okay. All right, Blake, you got 1 lap. There you go. All right, Gabe, you're good. 3.910. Fastest time of 3.560. Blake Panel, congratulations. All right, next up is Dirt Late Model Beginner. That's Jeff McMahon, Blake Panel, Isaac Shepard. Which I think you were supposed to be in that too, wasn't you, Gabriel? So, Gabriel, you run first. Or, well, go ahead, Isaac. That's fine. Now, this one will cut them after 5. All right, Isaac, 4071. I hope it's going to let y'all run both of these classes. All right, at 3.830. Next up, we got Jeff McMahon. G-Man Kane says, I'm going to buy a car and race there. G-Man, get down here, man. We can't wait till you get here. Track's running a little grippy the past couple weeks, swapping up a little bit of rubbing alcohol action. And seems to be running very tacky. All right, Jeff, a 4.940. Blake Panel's up next. T, we get a little bit music playing here in the background to cut the silence that you can cut with a knife. Blake Panel in 96, he come up today, he said, I got sponsors. He's got all kinds of weird slogans on that car. Now, in the beginner class, the way that it works, everybody is starting out today as a beginner. You can win 5 times, but after the 5th time of winning in the beginner class, you have to move up. All right, Blake, 4.120. Next up, Dirt Modified, 10 minutes to qualify. Garrett Burden, Gabriel Kirtley, Blake Panel. Yeah, we had to get a little bit of music playing in here. It's deafening how serious these guys are being right now, cleaning their tires and looking at everything. So we definitely wanted to get that rolling. If you guys didn't see the live stream that we had earlier today, just going over some of the stuff that we're going to be doing here at Lanes Raceway in the next couple weeks after these series are over with. And we got 3 weeks left in this series. April the 16th, of course, being our last day of that series. We'll be giving out checks and stuff like that. So definitely check out what's going on. Every Monday post our new series that will happen, and they run for 2 months. And then we'll, of course, get you set up for the series even after that. But we do a 4 series bundle, and then at the end, we do what's called a 4 crowns. That's the 4 series that you ran previously. And then at the very end, we get you in. Gabriel Kirtley's car going backwards on the track. A little swap around. Randy Kirtley getting himself a nice seat up in the stands. Jamie Fulcher in the building, folks. All right, Gabe, a 4.330. I didn't, man. I haven't even looked. What's going on, man? Okay, I can get you in. Okay, we need to talk about late models. So there's two beginner style late models. There's late model standard, and then there's breakout late model beginner, 3.8 breakout. Okay, so you want in the beginner? Garrett Burden, Blake Panel, you're up. What was the other 2 that you said? You said street stock and super late. Super late will be up here in just a minute. You missed qualifying for the first one, but that's fine. So we'll get you slotted in the main. Hang on 1 second here, Jamie. So you want in the beginner, and you want in the super, and you want in the street stock, right? All right, I got you. Just let T know. All right, Garrett, go ahead. Garrett out on his first lap here. 4.260. He's already beat Gabriel. Garrett's been a force to be reckoned with in this class. He's probably the strongest racer currently in this class. He can just keep it off the wall. All right, Garrett, a 4.090. Blake Panel out of here now. 4.320 so far. Ooh, a 4.150. We might have a race on our hands. Ooh, and a 9.0 tied up. All right, well, this is weird. Congratulations, Garrett and Blake, 4.090. I don't know what I'm going to have to do there. Might have to make y'all flip a coin. All right, guys, up next, Super Dirt Late Model. Jamie, are you ready with the Super Dirt Late Model? You're not? Okay, well, you want to do me just a quick favor and just turn it on and swipe it so I can get you in? All right, first up is going to be Chris Henderson in the Super Dirt. We're just having a few latecomers come into the door, so they're going to try to get in these races, and we're trying to slot them here in the qualifying. Here lately, it's been a lot of high side hero action. people, especially Chris, he's really good up there being able to do slide jobs and stuff coming out of turn 2. All right, Chris, that's going to be a 3.480. All right, next up is going to be Brandon Lee. After Brandon, just swipe her under there with battery power on it. Oh, I haven't. Okay, well, let me go ahead and do that real quick. Jamie. All right, and that's a super late. All right, so let me go one. What is it? What's 2994? Got you, man. All right, Brandon so far with 2 laps. He's had a couple turnovers so far. Got you, Jamie. Got you. Yeah, I picked you up. It actually picked you up again when you walked by again. You're good. Yeah, you're good. You can go ahead and work on it. Yeah, I can see you eating your foot-long nacho. There's Steve down there on the bottom rung eating her foot-long nacho over at Subway. Guys, if y'all ain't tried them, I don't know. Some people say they ain't been selling good, but I'll tell you what, I don't know how. I've already bought like 5 or 6 of them dudes. Them things are delicious. So Gabriel Kirtley already turned in 2 laps of 3.029 so far. That's the fastest out there currently pole. As he gets his footing back on there. Like I said, the track running extra grippy tonight. They're going to have to really use those tires and rub some of the grip off this. And Gabriel's car, 2.880. What a screamer. All right, Gabe, 2.880. Garrett's going to pop up next with a number 22 black car here. If you haven't heard, we just got our RCP track, which is a flat track variant with some rough surface area for our flat tracking that we're going to be doing here at Lanes Raceway. That's why the track, as you can see, has been moved out from the wall. And so we're going to prepare to get that track up and going by next week. We got to get some pinball machines moved. All right, Garrett, congratulations, 3.140. Blake Panel up next. He's running that high to mid side. Got some nice turning going on in here. He's really got some control under that car. So far, 3.259. Now, this is our super. They can run the 10,000 RPM motor with the LiPo. All right, congratulations, Blake, with a 3.259. All right, Jamie's good. We're going to go ahead and finish him up here and roll him through. He's charging a battery currently here, so he's not going to finish qualifying. All right, guys, next up will be Dirt Sprint Car. Tim Hall, Garrett Burden. A little caveat here. Tim is going to be running the he's not actually running a dirt sprint car. He's running an asphalt sprint car. So he's got asphalt tires on his car. But Garrett was good with him just running it. And Tim's going to try to make a move here to try to get people to change over to the asphalt tires, which they do handle a little bit better on this track. It doesn't take as much working on the car to get it to even not spool over. The asphalt tires really grip a whole lot better. And right now, so I'm trying to find here. Let me find a driver here. It's not recognized in your transponder. No, I'm gonna try to search you. Okay. Try it again. I got you. Well, there it goes. Yeah, that should get you. There you go. Tim Hall's got his car tuned in 3.310. He is clutching it here, taking those low bombs. This car is set up for this car today. All right, Tim, congratulations, 3.310. Garrett Burden up next. Garrett, of course, using the dirt tires. You can kind of see the difference here. The dirt tires take a couple laps just to get some heat in them before they even start handling whatsoever. But the issues, all right, he's going to have to lose a lap there. All right, Garrett, congratulations, 4.090. Yeah, yeah. Y'all got 2 minutes and 10 seconds left in this class. Tim, do you know the number of that transponder on that car? Okay, when he gets done, let me know it. That way I can actually set the transponder number. Garrett's just taking it for a test spin here. Okay.
Read that number on that little sticker right there for him. I can't read it. No, the little sticker on the 2672.
I got a 2673.
2673.
Okay, 2673.
Yeah.
You got it. All right, back over to the race, and we're going to go ahead and finish this one up for the qualifying. We're going to move on into our 6 of 7 race tonight. All right, up next, Asphalt Late Model, Chris Henderson, Jeff McMahon. The siren's going off outside of Owensboro. 6 o'clock siren, guys. 6 o'clock siren, once a month. Once a month. It's the first. Yeah. Is it? Well, that's just when they test it. I know because it's woke me up from a nap one time. Chris, I didn't get you at all on that, man. Sorry. I'll put you in first. How about that? The siren took my attention away. So the stands are full here at Lanes Raceways. We got several people on the high row there. All right, give me 1 second, man. I'm going to have to tell T that you're going in. Okay. Yeah. All right, congratulations, Chris, a 4.120. Garrett, you will have to run this qualifying to get it in. Did you get Garrett for the T? Okay. Jeff McMahon up, Monkey Butt Incorporated. I've been rooting for Monkey Butt for the past couple weeks. I guess he really did damage Blake's car last week. What's that for? What's that for? Did you add that race to Garrett? Yeah. Okay. Jeff McMahon, 4.660. And we're going to slot Garrett in here in the race. As soon as he runs this, we'll have to put his name in and get him registered. All right, Garrett, go ahead. 3108. 3108. I got it. All right, go ahead and run through it. Dude, you're going to be Blake Panel. Sorry. 4160. All right. Up next, Dirt Street Stock, Bones, Garrett Burden, Jeff McMahon, Blake Panel, Tim Hall. Dirt Street Stock. I got to put him in. Yeah, he's in. Okay. All right, congratulations, Bones. 3.341. 3.341. That's what it says.
Ain't no way.
You must have skimmed it then.
I've never been that fast in my life.
That's what it says.
That's what mine was long ago.
You're averaging a 4.223, though. So it was a fluke. All right, congratulations, Blake. 4.080. Jeff McMahon up next. 4.890 right now. Jamie, you'll need to run this one. You'll need to run this one. You could go after two people, Garrett and Tim. Right now, fastest time of 3.341 from Bones. All right, congratulations, Garrett, a 4.220. Tim Hall up next. Tim Hall Racing. Yellow and orange, hyper yellow and orange. And I will say, in this race, some of the best looking wrecks. They look real from like the 80s model NASCAR look to them. Right now, a 4.019 for Tim Hall. A 3.980 for Tim. All right, Tim, a 3.980. All right, so we believe on a technicality. That's what Bones told me. 3.341. Congratulations, Bones. We're going to go ahead and make it official and roll on through. So we need to head to the schedule. We're going to start our heat races now. Or wait a minute. Dadgummit. And there is no way I can restart that. I went ahead and finished it because I didn't see him on the list. Hang on. He's in it.
I mean, it's all right. I can start in the back. That's where I'd be starting anyway, if we're all being real honest.
Let's see here. All right. We'll try that. That's my fault, folks. Sorry about that. So we're jumping out of qualifying now. We're going to head into the heat racing, and Jamie will be added into that heat race. Let's see. I want to make sure he's in there. Yes, he is. Jamie, it's going to slot you in heat 1 and 2. You're in, though. Guys, let's take a quick look up here at this screen or any screen nearby you and make sure you're in every class you're supposed to be in, because there was a lot of late entries today. Is everybody good? Guys, Dirt Late Model did not copy over the stuff it was supposed to. That's going to be a brutal class today, but I will get it fixed. First up, Dirt Late Model Standard. Man, this whole thing is messed up. It is operator error. I don't know why that it didn't copy over from the others. Hang on, guys. So it didn't change. See how that says no change? It says invalid lap. So when I set this up, that's where it is. It's in the rounds. I'm changing it right now, Dad. Okay, so let me go to rounds. Stagger first. Start on first passing. .430. This is a new class we're doing here, folks, so I'm trying to get it just set just the way it's supposed to be. I think that right there has got it. All right, we're good. All right, I fixed it, guys. Let me repopulate a heat race here. There we go. That's a lot better. What in the world? Guys, I don't know why it keeps resetting it. Yeah, for some reason or another, it's not forcing 4 drivers. Y'all just going to have to battle it out. It is 30 lapper, but it's going to be 5 guys in this heat, so good luck. Dirt Late Model Standard Heat 1 of 1. Blake Panel, Garrett Burden, Isaac Shepard, Bones, Tim Hall. Guys, chat is live YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. If you like what you see, please like, share, and subscribe. If you're not racing, please help track marshal. What? There's just one heat, I think. Yeah, there's just one heat. Well, where I had to reset it to try to get it to where it would do multiple heats. For some reason or another, it's kicked it out. I don't know why. All right, guys, here we go. Rental 3. So that's got to be Garrett Burden. Good Lord. I hate that I have to type in the name. Richie Austin, evening. Good evening, Richie. So we got several new entries, and that was a rental. Bones' car flipped there. Bones is going to pull it. Hopefully we can get these kinks worked out in the heat, as the late entries and stuff has changed things a smidge. Blake Panel, Garrett Burden, Tim Hall, top 3 right now. Isaac Shepard and Bones a couple laps down from that. Bones evidently having some issues. Tim Hall flip. All right, congratulations, Blake Panel. And that's one heat race in the books. All right, guys, next up, Dirt Late Model Beginner, Heat 1 of 2. Jeff McMahon, Jamie Fulcher. What's up, Jerry? On what? Okay. If you get my blue tool, I might be able to get it out for you. Just tell T to give me my blue tool. It'll be the tire tool, like what you got in your hand. Let me see that. Man, it is wallered out, ain't it? So go see if get me mine, and it might be a little bit sharper possibly. All right, what are we looking at? These mine? Yeah. All right, give that back to her. All right, guys, if you ain't racing, please help track marshal. All right, here we go. All right, Jerry, here you go. Yeah, just you can loosen it with yours now. Yep. And this is our new beginner class here. This is why that the old beginner class got moved to standard. We're having some issues with moving some of the stuff around here, transponders and stuff. Uh, but this is a breakout class. 3.8, I think, is the breakout. So you can't run any faster than that. And it's to keep these cars as stock as you can. As we see one of the cars going for a trip, we see Jeff McMahon now take the lead as he wrecked Jamie Fulcher. "20 laps left to go." Richie Austin, is Facebook the best place to message you? Still working out the details with a couple guys riding up with me next week about being there early Thursday. Richie, the best way actually to get in touch with me is my cell phone because when I'm not here, I don't have Facebook. But you can, right now, you can message on Facebook, and T will answer it to the best of her ability. But if there's anything I can answer right now while I'm on here with you, I can answer what I can, if I have the knowledge, that is. When we get that figured out, I'll message you what time we were thinking we would get there. All right, cool. That sounds good. Yeah, just hit it up on our Facebook or send me a private message of your number, and I'll send you but make sure it's a private message. Don't put it on here. And then I will get in touch with you with my cell phone. Then you'll have my cell phone number. Seven laps to go. Jamie Fulcher out in the lead by a lap right now. Still pretty decently close race here. Fastest lap for Jamie is a 4.260, 4.420 for Jeff McMahon. And a lot of that boils down to just picking a good angle. All right, Richie, I see that. Thanks, sending it now. I will get in touch with my wife here probably after this race is over with, and I'll shoot you a number. All right, congratulations, Jamie. All right, guys, Dirt Late Model Beginner, Heat 2 of 2, Gabriel Kirtley, Blake Panel, Isaac Shepard. Bones, we almost got it about wide enough off that wall we could put a seat over there, haven't we? Yeah. Everybody helped us move the track off the wall a little bit today and move it closer to the other wall because we're going to get ready to install our RCP track. And we want the extra room so we can make it as big as possible. So we do appreciate all the racers helping us with that. Everybody in their big muscles moved it. Slid really, really well, actually, on the 2x4s. Kind of surprised us all how well it slid. All right, guys, if you're not racing, please help track marshal. Guys, y'all ready? All right, y'all ready? Here we go. And right out of the gate, we see Gabriel Kirtley taking an early lead here. Now Blake Panel. I guess Gabriel Kirtley for some reason or another. Oh, he's going too fast. Gabriel is breaking out. He's going to have to pull back that trigger a smidge. This is the beginner class. 3.8 as fast as you can go. And he's evidently broke out 2 laps already. Yeah, you have to run that baby around the top. She's too quick. He says that is the way it goes. It is. Right now, Isaac Shepard out in the lead, followed by Blake Panel. Gabriel 2 laps down because of the 2 breakout laps he had. This is our beginners class. This kind of keeps it to where that it's just fresh out of the box. You got the biggest advantage by leaving your car alone, essentially. Just pull it out of the box and race it. Now, if you win 5 times in this class, you are mandatory to have to move up. You cannot stay in this class forever, as you would have to move up to standard. Now, you can stay in standard as long as you want. You never really have to move up to Super Dirt Late Model. The only difference between standard and Super Dirt Late Model is that Super Dirt has 10,000K motor and lipos that you can use, where our standard is every 1RC part with 1RC, and you can test, tune, do whatever you want, use adjustable tie rod ends, the whole 9, as long as it's from 1RC. So 7 laps remaining here. And here we go again. Another cheap viewer spam. I need to know how to do bots to be able to set that up to get rid of that stuff. Two laps to go. Isaac Shepard in the lead with a 3.860 is his fastest. He's right there on that cutoff line, but he is hanging it in there. All right, Isaac Shepard, congratulations. It was really close last lap. The difference between winning and losing was literally 0.4 of a second.
How bad did he break out?
Who, Gabriel? He broke out 2 laps.
What kind of time?
I don't think it shows that. It just shows that he broke out. Yeah, it just shows that he lost 2 laps here.
So those laps don't count? Is that how it works?
Yeah, he went below 3.8.
It just automatically kicks that lap out.
Kicks it out. So that race boiled down to literally 0.4 of a second. That's how close it was. Very good race. All right, guys, up next, Dirt Modified, Heat 1. Blake Panel, Garrett Burden, Gabriel Kirtley. Ride the top and hope for a wreck. Well, you know what it is. It's where they are using those better chargers, and you had just a little extra voltage in that right out of the gate. It cooked you. They are working, yeah. So Gabriel goes, right before he went out, he double charged his battery to get just a little extra voltage into that battery, and but he goes, you know what, the rules are working, because it did break him out for 2 laps, because you can overvolt these 1RC batteries. Now, I don't recommend it, but the faster chargers can do it, and it ends up giving them, you know, a couple points of voltage, not like full points, but like tenths of voltage. And when they stick it out there first couple of laps, you know, they have that little bit of extra voltage, and that's what caused him to break out. He overvolted his motor. Now, whenever you get the, and guys know I don't paint my fingernails, that's paint for my cars, but when you get them out of the box, it's a USB charger, and it's got a cutoff, and it cuts it off right at 6 volts. So as long as you use that, you'll never have to worry about being overvolted. But it takes about 45 minutes with the standard charger, USB charger, to charge it, which is why the guys opt to get the little bit better chargers. So Gabriel Kirtley right now, he's cleaning his car. Yeah. Dirt Modified. And here comes Gabriel. If you're just now tuning in, Richie Oss says hot laps, literally. Yes, hot laps, literally. Hot battery laps. I've seen them burn them to the ground too, Richie. All right, guys, y'all ready? Here we go. Yeah, we've seen a couple of the batters where the guys have overloaded them a little too much. Gabriel Kirtley's tires not dry enough to be on this track. He's pulling it. His cart is spinning out. So he forgot to clean his tires. And guys, I'll tell you, this track's very dynamic. If you don't have your stuff in order on this track, we do allow Mean Green to clean them, and it doesn't affect the track. But if you run just standard tires on this, you're going to have a pretty hard field day to run if you're just running the standard hards. The soft tires help a lot. But like I said, these cars tend to act like the real thing when it's all said and done. Especially towards the end of the night, we start getting a little bit looser coming out of 4 and coming out of 2. We'll start seeing those cars actually kind of pitch the back ends around a little bit. Blake Panel's currently in the lead. Garrett Burton's right there behind him, and he's making some dive bomb. Whoa! As they both make a little contact after the start finish. Oh! And we see a car flip. That is going to be Garrett Burton's car. And Blake hitting a couple walls, letting him gain a little bit of action there. Richie Austin saw the RCP track, thinking of a small one for my garage and running mini Z's and low C micro B's. That's usually what people run on them, but they do make a good 1RC track too, for it. And that, 1RC, like if you go and get on their website and you can see tracks in your area or state, a lot of them are using the RCP track. That's why we chose it. Not a huge investment, but it's not a small one either. But at least you know that it's reputable, and you can get the parts for it, because they are very popular tracks once they got the little lock-in pieces and everything else. And if you wanted to run, like you said, mini Z's and micro B's and stuff like that, it's set up for that too. Oh, as we get a hard hit in the back, Garrett gives it back to Blake Panel, now taking over the lead. 3 laps remaining too. We'll see if they get in contact with each other again. And it looks like Garrett Burton is going to bring it home right at the end. Congratulations, Garrett. Gabriel Kirtley is going to have to do a little work on his car for the main feature. Up next, Super Dirt Late Model Heat 1 of 2. Brandon Lee, Gabriel Kirtley, Jamie Fulcher. Jeff calling Gabriel out, telling him to clean them tires. And a lot of paint flies on our track too, where the guys rub the walls too every week, so we clean it with microfiber, and it gets the majority of it. But when that rubbing alcohol lays down, it kind of locks some of the paint into the track. Gets the cars dirty. So they clean their tires. That helps them grip up, and everything runs pretty good. But I do love the randomness of this track. One week it'll be super grippy. Next week it'll be perfect. Following week it'll be slick. And the temperature outside affects it too, the humidity more than anything. But it all affects it. So the past couple races we've had, it's been really humid outside because the weather's getting a little bit warmer. So the track is getting really, really sticky here lately. Whereas when we were running it back in the wintertime and the humidity wasn't as high, the track would slick up a whole lot quicker. So it's pretty cool. I think it's pretty cool anyway. I can't drive anything anymore. I don't have the skill. Jamie Fulcher bringing his ride over here. He did really exceptionally well last week with his late model. We'll see if he can continue that trend this week. All right, guys, y'all ready? As we already get one car over on its lid and another, the leader, over on his lid. We're going to see Brandon, the leader, he's on his lid now. As we see a little bit close racing here. And Brandon gets ship-shopped there by what looks to be Gabriel Kirtley. So Jamie and Brandon, there goes Brandon. He's rolling that high side. He's been practicing that during practice today. As we see Jamie Fulcher, he's over on his backside now. It's a battle between Gabriel and Brandon Lee. Gabriel getting into contact with Jamie. Jamie's going to flip his own car as the high side is the way for Brandon, and Brandon is actually doing a little bit of catching there to Gabriel. Gabriel trying to make perfect time cuts, and sometimes it pays off, sometimes it doesn't. Oh, so it looks like Jamie and Brandon gets into a little bit of contact now, putting Brandon down a little bit. Brandon too much grip as he rolls over. Side bite caught him there. But still pretty close between Gabriel and Brandon. Gabriel there in the black car, Brandon in the red car. As we see too much bite there, yet again, we see this a lot in early runnings of our races until the track kind of slicks out a little. High side, Gabriel rolling the high side to dodge Jamie. Jamie and Brandon get involved again. And then somebody sticks him right in front of Brandon. Brandon having some pretty bad luck here. 7 laps remaining. Gabriel Kirtley out in a 4-lap lead currently in the black car. As we see Brandon wrecking again. And Jamie about going over the wall and hitting Randy Kirtley. Everybody trying to run wide open. Gabriel Kirtley slams the wall there. As we see Isaac there, a little confused. Car on the inside. 2 cars splitting. Brandon comes a full come apart and a come around there. So we hear his tires barking. All right, congratulations, Gabriel. Next up, Heat 2 for Super Dirt Late Model. Garrett Burden, Blake Panel, Chris Henderson. Yeah. Guys over here talking about the hard bicycling taking place. Like I said, it usually doesn't go away. I almost added him to that. All right, guys, y'all ready? Here we go. And our second heat for the Super Dirt Late Model, we already see 2 off on their lids here as they get into a little contact. High side rolling there. Chris Henderson last week pulling a beautiful slide job for the win. On the high side, I find a lot of the times is key in the big race. But in the heat, three up on their lids. Blake Panel's going to get his chain pulled there on the backstretch. And Chris Henderson, he's hanging that high side yet again, trying to stay out of trouble down low as the track's getting super grippy. He just wants to stay up out of the turnovers. But we are starting to see some of the cars here actually loosening up the track a little bit. They're not gripping as hard as they was before. This is usually the series that ends up turning the track to where it runs pretty good. Garrett Burden, 20 laps. Chris Henderson running that high side, staying out of trouble. The other guys running low. It's Chris Henderson and Blake Panel get into it, but neither one of them flipped there. Oh, and I got to keep an eye here on Garrett. Got 1 lap there. All right, 5 laps remaining, and we're seeing Blake Panel hang in there pretty close, holding that low line. As he hits hard into the wall, him and Garrett Burden both getting involved in that incident. Blake Panel, 1 lap to go. All right, congratulations, Blake Panel. And a couple guys with broke shocks, they're going to have to get those fixed before the feature. Looks like a shock completely come out of Blake Panel's car. Maybe he can get her fixed before the main. All right, guys. Up next, dirt sprint car, Tim Hall, Garrett Burden. It's always chaos, ain't it? It'll be, just pay attention up there. Like I said, if it has an M and it says A main, that's when you do it. Well, A main and B main. We're going to have a couple B mains. All right. Guys, if you ain't racing, please help track marshal. Blake, you got that corner? Okay. Can anybody help Blake? Because he's rebuilding the shock. I think so. That's what you guys wanted. All right. Here we go. So guys have wanted about a 10-minute break in between our heat race to our A main just to get their batteries rejuiced and get all their cars from the damage and destruction of the heat races built back up. So that gives me time to get all of the racing and stuff like that in order. If there's something out of line, like it slots somebody in a B main and they should be in an A main kind of thing, we can work that stuff out then too. And plus, it gives me time to thank our sponsor, Livermore Subway, right next door, 270-278-599. If you guys are looking for some good nachos, I'm talking good nachos, you need to check them out. I don't know if the Subway near you is like that, but we got it here, and those nachos are delicious. Tim Hall going a little bit backwards there, but he's going to get her turned her back around. Both these guys on the same lap. Pretty close little race here so far. Both these guys pretty good behind the wheel when it comes to the sprint cars. Now, Tim Hall there is running the asphalt tires, and he's able to make a nice clean pass on the outside. But then he wrecks down in the next corner as Gabriel tries to flip over Garrett and nosedives him down low. And Garrett Burden's pretty good with the dirt tires, so it's a pretty good battle here. But as we can see, Tim Hall with a little bit better control on the high side of the track, not pushing as much with those lower profile tires. Just like Tim's thinking, he says, hey, we want to try to get people to look at these tires and see if they would think that this would be better for the track, and I believe it is. And if you guys can't tell it too, is he takes a nice clean controlled turn there down low. It brings the car lower to the ground. The wing sets lower, the car itself sets lower, and this helps in handling as both of them getting a little bit of contact there. I do think that we should probably change this over to an asphalt sprint car versus a dirt, because the dirt is so incredibly harsh that if you don't have it set up just perfect, they hardly will even handle, because they're so short wheelbased. But the asphalt tires do help. Plus, I like selling asphalt tires. And it's going to be a different ball game on the flat track, I'm sure. Tim Hall right now with 28 laps. He's a few laps ahead of Garrett Burden. Test. All right, headsets back up. Congratulations, Tim Hall. Now, Tim has already said that if he does win the A main, he's going to give it to Garrett, as he's not running the dirt tires. But his whole point here was just to let people know, hey, man, we can actually drive these things with asphalt tires, and that's a big deal. So if we can make it to where they're more controllable, get more people excited about it, it's always been a brutal class, to say the least. Up next is Asphalt Late Model. Chris Henderson, Jeff McMahon, Blake Panel, Garrett Burden. Yeah, Garrett Burden. Blake said he's not in it. I'll pull Blake. All right, Blake, I pulled you. Garrett Burton's actually, if I'm not mistaken, driving Blake Panel's car. Here it is. Garrett's going to help Jeff McMahon with his car, Monkey Butt Incorporated. Oh, there goes my keyboard. Hope I didn't tear something up. Story of my life. All right, guys, y'all ready? And they're off. And Chris Henderson out in the lead so far. You got to give me time, man. Y'all are swapping each other's transponders around. Chris Henderson out in the lead. Jeff McMahon and Garrett Burden on the same lap. Garrett now taking over second position. Chris Henderson holding that lead strong. 10 laps there in the Cole Trickle 51. And he's nice and smooth there. As we see a little down low by Garrett, he's actually gaining on him a smidge. He is a lap down though, so he's going to have to make some moves. Now Chris moving to the down low side as he makes a pass there on Monkey Butt Incorporated. Monkey Butt Incorporated getting involved with Garrett Burden flipping there on the front stretch. Now Garrett Burden, like I said, within one lap here. Garrett Burden going to the high side. Monkey Butt Incorporated giving him a little love tap. Garrett Burden spinning out on the back stretch there. Here comes Monkey Butt Incorporated. He makes the high shot there and dodges the wreck. Jeff McMahon, of course, Monkey Butt Incorporated. As we see a chair go flying there, Brandon. He gets up there. He's quick to get that car. We got 6 laps remaining. Chris has had it all race long. He's running a smooth one, and his car comes off on 3 and 4. Now his car's riding the wall for some reason. Something's going on there. He's 3 laps, 4 laps remaining. He's 3 laps up. He's just got to get that car straight. He might have a broke shock or something. Garrett Burden going to break out on the lap there as he's right by the finish line. Something is going on in Chris Henderson's car as he gets hit in the back end by one of the racers. Man, Chris has been leading this. He's still up right now. If they can get him back under there, he can finish 1 lap. And it looks like Garrett Burden is going to take it. Jeff McMahon's going to take it. Garrett Burden second. Congratulations, Jeff. You won it. Monkey Butt Incorporated coming from the back to the front. Congratulations to Jeff. No April Fool's joke here, Jeff. That was a heat race win. All right, up next, Dirt Street Stock, Heat 1 of 2. Garrett Burden, Jeff McMahon, Jamie Fulcher. It's like I said, it ain't over till it's over. A couple weeks ago, we seen Garrett Burden. He was out a 7-lap lead up on Tim in the sprint car class, and he ran out of gas, and Tim passed him. That was such a good race. Yeah, I mean, man, that was a good race. Chris, what ended up happening to that car? Oh, the servo did?
Servo screw come out. All of it fell out. I was just looking at the tie rods and stuff. Because when I picked it up, it was like that, and then all of a sudden it went straight. And I thought, I don't see nothing loose. Spray pushed it back in for a second. I guess so. So when I put it back down, that flopped back over. I'm not sure what was doing, but the servo screw didn't come out. The spring popped out around it. Oh, come out around it? Through the plastic, or the plastic washer goes on. Plastic washer goes on the end of it.
So the spring come off of his servo saver. All right. Do we have all three?
You got the plastic washer on it?
All right, guys, y'all ready? Here we go. And Jamie Fulcher's new dirt street stock car there. I know, I got to type his name in. That's the problem. I wish that that little menu would pull from the group that we already have instead of me having to type in names and find people. But it doesn't. Garrett Burden out in the lead. Jeff McMahon second, or Jamie Fulcher second. Jeff McMahon third currently. Garrett Burden running pretty good. He's got about 2-lap lead up on Jamie Fulcher. The new livery there from Jamie Fulcher is nice looking. For sure, he's got a whole black front end on that. Nice white and purple. Number 13. Love to see some of these cars liveried up here. But they're battling it out. Jamie Fulcher done a little crisscross there with Jeff McMahon and Monkey Butt Incorporated. Jamie now catching a little bit of Garrett Burden with 7 laps to go. If he can keep it smooth like that, he is a little faster, it looks like. As Jamie ends up catching a corner there, losing about a corner worth of track. Jamie's car definitely running smooth here. 27 laps, Garrett Burden, 26, Jamie, 24, Jeff McMahon. 2 laps to go. Let's see, down low, going up high here. We're going to see a pass here. Congratulations, Garrett Burden. That was a close one. 25,169, 25,270. It was very close. All right, up next, Dirt Street Stock Heat 2 of 2, Bones, Tim Hall, Blake Pennell. Brandon coming down here on this side of the track where the bleachers are. Joining the cool kids is what my wife says. Now, guys, after this heat, we're going to take a small intermission for 10 minutes to let these guys get some cooked batteries. I think Blake's got to fix a shock. Test it? Okay. All right, guys, if you're not racing, please help track marshal. Guys, are we good, or y'all want to wait for more track marshals? All right, guys, here, listen for the tone. Hopefully nobody wrecks on the front stretch, but all right, Tim Hall with a pass down low on Bones taking the lead. Bones there in second position, blue and yellow car. Then there in third is the purple wagon of Blake Panel. Bones and Blake getting into a little tussle. Blake's going to prevail and take over that second position. Pretty smooth racing here so far. Tim Hall with a 4.120 fastest time, 4.180 Blake Panel, and a 4.260 Bones. These guys are neck and neck, to say the least. Now, Tim Hall with a better strategy, staying low to mid here, making those nice clean passes. And we're seeing him really cut those good, clean, down low lines. And in this class, if you can get this car not to push and hold that low line, that's the key, folks. That's why he's turning those 4.071s. Blake's turning those 4.090s. Both of them running that low side there. So both of these guys definitely going to probably be in the A main as fast as they're running here in this class. Like I said, they are really smooth with his cars. Oh, his Bones reflects off of Tim Hall's car there. Tim now putting a lap up on the field. 11 laps to go. And Tim Hall has done nothing but run smooth lines down low this whole race. Blake Panel, too, very impressive with what he's doing here. He's trying to find any kind of speed he can on the track, but going probably a little bit too high this evening as the track is super grippy. Staying as low as possible is the fastest possible tonight, unless this track changes up and gets a little slick coming out of corners. But right now, it's holding its grip, and these guys are running smooth. Bones saying previously he just needs a little more track time to figure things out. As him and Blake Panel both get involved in an incident. Bones making it around there. Tim Hall going to bring it home. Congratulations, Tim. Blake Panel close there with 29 laps, and Bones 26 to finish up that heat race. All right, guys, 10 minutes before we're going to start the A and B main features. So right now at 7:06, we will be getting into our A and B main features. I'm going to go ahead and create a round. Oops. Says I haven't finished the last round. Did I not finish it? Which one did I not finish? I don't know yet. I don't know. Race is finished. Race is finished. It's saying I don't have a finished race. Finished, 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 finished. It's all finished. Let's see. Go to schedule. Create a round. You haven't completed the last round yet. If you continue, you may not have all the results necessary to see your race. I mean, I got no choice. I got to. I don't know what's going on there. Little glitches, little glitches. All right, we're going to generate it up. And the A main is going to be a big one for the standard late model. Now, the standard late model is our points class, so they are getting points in that class. It's going to be Blake Panel, Garrett Burden, Isaac Shepard, Tim Hall, and Bones in that class. So what happens is they race tonight, then they can come back Saturday for anybody that didn't make it tonight, and they can block their positions. So let's say that, for instance, Blake here on top, he gets first place. Then let's say that Jason Howard shows up Saturday. Well, Blake races on Saturday and gets first place. Well, now the best points that Jason could get is second place, which is 95 points instead of 100. So you can block if you race on Tuesday nights. So it's a little extra thing. We only take the top 4 races out of 8. So, whatever your best races are out of 8, that's what we're going to keep for each one of these racers. And they're racing for the big check, and, we're going to have a little giveaway and stuff like that for them and stuff. So it's a pretty cool little deal that we do here at Lanes Raceway with the big checks as trophies and we do t-shirts. Let's see if I can swap over here and show you what their t-shirts look like real quick. So we'll click on this real quick. You can see here in the bottom right, I'm going to make it a little bit bigger. That first shirt there on the left, the Late Model Dirt Track 1RC, that's the shirts that the guys can order and get. And they've been received pretty well. We had a pretty big order. It was pretty cool. But in the Dirt Late Model Beginner class, which is our breakout class, this is what that class used to be called. I know it's kind of confusing. But we had to add a beginner class breakout class, which is not the series. It's the standard is the series. Dirt Late Model Beginner class there. Jeff McMahon, Gabriel Kirtley are going to be in the B main. Isaac, Blake, and Jamie going to be in the A main on the Dirt Model Beginner. So they're going to race it out to see which one of them is going to move on into the A main. And then in Dirt Modified, we have an A main, and that's going to be Garrett, Blake, and Gabriel in that. Then the Super Dirt Late Model is going to have a B main and an A main tonight. And we're going to see Chris Henderson, Brandon Lee, Jamie Fulcher in the B main, Gabriel, Blake, and Garrett in the A main. That seems to be right, lined up, so we're good with that. And then an A main dirt sprint car, of course, Tim Hall, Garrett Burden. Asphalt Late Model is going to be Jeff McMahon, Garrett Burden, Chris Henderson in an A main. And then we're going to see the Dirt Street Stock B main. We're going to have a B main in it, and that's going to be Jamie Fulcher, Jeff McMahon, and Bones battling it out for a position in the A main, which is Dirt Street Stock, Tim Hall, Garrett Burden, Blake Panel. And that'll round up our evening. Like I said, we're going to plan on getting started here at about 7:08. So we're going to go ahead and click on over here to the racing. And we're going to dismiss this. This is where Blake was testing his shocks. I'll be right back, guys. I'm going to go and grab me a drink, and I'll see you guys here in just a second. All right, we're now in the A main, or we're in the B main, A main stuff. So after these races, whoever's the top three, you need to call their name. They get pictures. Okay. If it's an A main, if it's a B main, give the guy that wins it the sticker. You don't have to take a picture of the B main. Okay. I'm going to get a drink. I've hurt my knee sitting there too long. Just got this shirt and I've already got pit stains on it. It's all them cold cuts I'm eating. Hello, cheese. All right, I'm going to grab me a Dr. Pepper. Actually, you know what? I don't want a Dr. Pepper. I want a Sprite. Take a Sprite. Excuse me, son. Hey, Garrett, did you do a test lap? Okay. Y'all can. Man, these transponders have been giving me a what for this whole race. Well, what'll happen is I'll see the zeros, and then I'll see which transponder goes to which because there's been so much swapping around. It looks like the track's starting to dry slick up a little bit. Guys, we got about 4 minutes and we're going to be starting. So in the meantime, that gives me a little bit of time to talk to you guys about our sponsor, Livermore, Kentucky Subway, 270-278-5999 for all your delicious Subway needs. If you didn't catch the video out today, our little hype video we had for things coming up to Lanes Raceway, I had a set of those Doritos that they make nachos out of over at Subway. Pretty big old thing for $5. It's lettuce, tomato, onion, jalapeno, shredded cheese, cheese sauce, and Southwest sauce on a big bag of Doritos. Tell you what, delicious. If you haven't tried it yet, you need to. They're good. I've had about 5 or 6, 7. I don't know how many I've had. I've had so many I can't even count. They're good. They also have a honey heat 6-inch sandwich that's delicious. Now, I know I've had 3 of those. They are great. Not to mention, our series are starting to wind down. We just got a couple more weeks left in the Flexi Challenge, a couple more weeks in the list in the late model series here, and it'll be done. These shirts will be here the 4th of April. So the 4th, stay tuned for that. If you got any shirts, make sure and check and contact us, but they should be in the 4th. We got some big rain coming here to Lanes Raceway. Like 15, 16 inches is going to be coming in the next few days. So just give us a call and all that. Not to mention Alan Ingram's Flexi Challenge coming April the 12th here at the Lanes Raceway. Special commentator Blake Smith from Let's Talk Racing going to be sitting in this seat. I'm going to be out there in the field on the track doing the dirty news. You know, like when you always check the news and somebody's always out in the middle of a storm, you know he's got a bad day. That's going to be me. And I'm going to have a track call button that I'm going to be a secondary to a track call button to see if there's any time that a track call needs to be made, if something's taking too long or whatever. We want a good, fair race. Also, the week before that, I'm going to be coming in. I'm going to be setting up, cleaning the track, getting the braids shiny like new, and brand new glue sprayed on the track. It's going to be a great thing. Great time there. Alan Ingram's Flexi Challenge. Don't forget also Mid-America. Roger Schmidt and the guys have sent us some stuff to anybody running Mid-America stuff in that race. Whoever finishes the highest is going to get some good goodies as giveaways in that race. So we're pretty excited about that. All right, guys, we're going back racing. First up is going to be Dirt Late Model Standard. A-Main, Blake Pennell, Garrett Burden, Isaac Shepard, Tim Hall, and Bones. If you're not running in this race, please help track marshal. We can already see Bones and Isaac getting their cars. The Kit Kat Isaac mobile. Isaac, is it true that I heard that you possibly might be having a livery on this car soon? A livery? A wrap, as they call it down south? All right, he said it is true. So we might see a different Isaac come next week. Tim Hall, he's got her slotted in there. Saturday, it'll be normal time. Normal time. So 4:30, right, Tim? Isn't that 4:30 is the normal time, right? Yeah. All right, we got Blake got his car slotted. We're missing one car here, and I believe that's going to be Garitois Burdon. Chris making a comment. That Garrett gets a 10-minute break and he still ain't ready. Everybody's going to have to move up. So it'll be Blake Pennell, Garrett Burden on his outside, Isaac Shepard in the third position, down low, Tim Hall up on the high side, and Bones on the low side, fifth position. All right. Guys, if you ain't racing, please help track marshal. We need at bare minimum one more track marshal. Brandon, we need you to track marshal, man. Yeah. I didn't want to say it, but I will. Brandon was working on Garrett's car. All right, guys, here we go. All right, and out of the gate, we got Garrett Burden in the lead. And a lot of high side rolling here. Now, this is our standard class. These are points for the week. We got 50 total laps here, which I don't know why it kicked it back, but we got a time here. So I'm going to have to keep an eye on the laps. Incredible. So what we'll do is we will set on the finish race. As soon as 50 laps are hit, I'm not really going to be able to commentate the race much. Gabriel, just yell red flag if they go in the center. Because I got to watch this because they put it on a timer. Bones flipping there. Bones getting in some contact again on the back stretch. Garrett Burden currently in the lead by 1 lap. Tim Hall right on his bucket, though. As we hit our halfway mark here right now. Lake Panel, Isaac, and Bones battling it out down there for that 3rd position. So we get a car turned around here. Garrett Burden, 20 laps remaining. Tim Hall right on his hips. Tim looking for any kind of speed he can find here to pull up. Very close. You can see him there. Tim Hall in a bright yellow car right in front of him. That is Garrett. He's looking for Garrett to make any mistake. Garrett now running that low side like Tim was in a street stock. It's paying off for him. But Tim opting to do the traditional diamond to gain whatever kind of momentum he can keep to try to just get a couple more tenths if he can. And he is reeling him in. Gabriel Kirtley even made that comment. Oh, Tim Hall going to the high side. Can he make the pass? And it's a 3-wide situation in second. Oh, man. This is some racing going on here, folks. 41 laps. Tim Hall's doing everything he can, and he's battling 3 wide again as he gets turned by the Kit Kat of Isaac. All right, the Kit Kat of Isaac strudled up there by the start-finish line. 46 laps, Garrett Bird and Blake Panel 45. As we get Watt up on the back stretch here. Bones is going to try to flip itself. Garrett Burden 49, 48, Blake Panel. All right, congratulations, Garrett. It's going to say DNF on all of them because for some reason or another the standard kicked back what we had saved. But nonetheless, all right, T, this is going to be a picture. Garrett Burden first, Blake Panel second, Tim Hall third. Guys, we're going to let y'all get your picture before we move on into the next race, okay? Garrett, Blake, Tim. The next race will be Dirt Late Model. What's up, man? I mean, it's not cheap. For a small one, it's like $700. Yeah, go ahead. The next one is Dirt Late Model. Wait a minute. B Main. Dirt Late Model B Main. Jeff McMahon, Gabriel Kirtley. No, you spun out like a crazy person and lost. No, he did break out. That was the one he broke out. The open wheel is the one he spun out. Yeah. So he broke out 2 times. Gabriel. 3.8. Did he? The fastest that was turned in the standard was 3.30 from Isaac. And that was probably a double loop, most likely. But the fastest was probably Blake at a 3.560. The standard's unlimited. You just can't use a 10K or a LiPo. Yeah, so then the 10K LiPo is super late model. And that's one step above standard. It's brutal. Yeah. Yeah, it's a flat track. The grippy, yeah. Now, if you use the smooth, you can set it up to do that drifting, but we're not drifting here. We're going to do the, yeah, on that. Has everybody got their picture? All right, we're moving on in. Yes, that one was. Yeah, that's points. All right, hang on. So it'll be Garrett gets 100. 1 second, guys. Hang on. So Blake gets 95, Tim 90, 85 Isaac, 80 Bones. Got it? All right, guys. Jeff McMahon, Gabriel Kirtley, you guys ready? If you ain't, if you're not racing, please help track marshal. Here we go. This is a B main. What'd you say, Brian? He's quick, dude. He is quick. He has his moments. I've been telling him Sean's good, man. He's got good rhythm. I don't care as long as somebody from Lanes Raceway brings it home. We did have a guy come in here yesterday, and he did quite a bit of practicing, but he got it. Best time he turned, I think they said, was a 4.9 or a 4.8. So, oh well, this dude wasn't a beginner. This dude's like a guy that was touring, but he had a little bit of time and he came in and wanted to get a little bit of practice laps before the big practice comes in a couple weeks. Yeah, he said he's going to think about buying new. I was like, he come in the other day and I said, well, that's fine. Yeah, he's going to be cleaning my golf cart, I believe. He's getting in on being a teenage boy, you know. Gabriel Kirtley's going to take Jeff McMahon out. Jeff enjoyed it, though, it looked. Oh, Kyle Bushing plus Jeff McMahon said. As Gabriel goes to do it again. I can't believe he'd do that to Monkey Butt Incorporated. Gabriel Kirtley with 2 laps remaining. We're going to see him bumped up into the A main. All right, congratulations, Gabriel. All right, up next is Dirt Late Model Beginner A main. Isaac Shepard, Blake Panel, Jamie Fulcher, Gabriel Kirtley. Isaac Shepard in his Kit Kat mobile there in first position for the beginner series. And Blake Panel second, Jamie Fulcher third, Gabriel Kirtley fourth. Now this is our breakout class beginner, 3.8 seconds. If they go over that, they will lose laps. 1RC becoming a big hit here in the Kentucky area. I know that Blake Panel and Garrett Burden was going to be going to Louisville to check out their setup. And then we got a new racetrack, which is not necessarily new, over in Rio. I think Tim said Friday they're going to be having some racing action. Wasn't it Friday, Tim? Friday practice. So we got a lot of good places to run 1RC here. So definitely find one of these places and get hooked up because we're ready to race around here, folks. Jamie and some other people talking about Kit Kat stickers. I think of Isaac Shepard. All right. Well, while we're waiting on them, I'm going to go over here and turn the open sign up on Lanes Raceway. I mean, we have been open for a bit. For some reason, that sign has a mind of its own.
Miss Daisy.
I mean, sometimes you got to wiggle the switch. Like sometimes it'll be on and it won't be on. Like because we shut the breaker off, and I guess there's some kind of micro switch in there that just acts stupid. All right. All right, guys. If you ain't racing, please help track marshal. Looks like we need one more down here by Jamie. Oh, you got it, Tim? All right. Blake's still in the pits. He's still got a busted shock. This destructive, ain't it, Chris? Chris said that table there, 57 cars, you think they'd have one together. All right, are we good? Here we go, guys. Watch for the tone. Oh, and already got a wreck there, and probably the worst spot for Bones to get a car. Ah, as he gets hit by Gabriel Kirtley. Sweet mercy. Y'all be good to Bones. Isaac Shepard currently in the lead. So far, no breakouts have taken place. Isaac Shepard, all three wide, four wide rolling here. A big cluster of these guys. White car there, Jamie Fulcher, purple car right in front of him, Blake Panel in front of Blake Panel, Gabriel Kirtley in the yellow and black car, and the Kit Kat Mobile himself, Isaac Shepard, in first place. Isaac Shepard biting a little too hard in 1 and 2 as his car gets flipped. And we're going to see a car get flipped back over here as we see another three wide cluster take place in 1 and 2. Kit Kat out there in front of that cluster. Blake Panel currently in the lead here in that purple car right in front of Gabriel Kirtley. Gabriel Kirtley biting at the bit. Isaac Shepard breaking out as he rolls to the bottom. Blake Panel currently in first place. Gabriel Kirtley right there behind him. And Gabriel Kirtley running Blake Panel about 2 car lengths difference there as they come around 4. Coming up on Jamie Fulcher and his white car there. Jamie Fulcher getting a little side by side. Both of them miss the Kit Kat car of Isaac. And Gabriel Kirtley pulling up behind Jamie. Jamie coming down on Gabriel, slapping him into the backstretch. Pretty close racing here nonetheless. Gabriel making a move on Jamie as he pulls his chain right before the start-finish line. Now Gabriel and Blake about a backstretch difference in time and a lap difference on that. Blake Panel just biding his own time here, keeping his car nice and flowing here as Gabriel Kirtley at the bare minimum has to make a full lap exchange before being able to catch him. Gabriel Kirtley down low on the white car, Jamie Fulcher. Jamie Fulcher trying to pull a draft. Blake Panel still in the lead by 2 laps. Blake's car running pretty good here. And Jamie Fulcher now at the back of the pack here. Isaac Shepard just a hair lap in front of Jamie. Isaac there in the Kit Kat. Car to beat, but had that breakout. Really cost him. Oh, as we get 3 wrecks here, we're going to have to keep an eye on this. We got a breakout, Jamie, Gabriel, and Isaac's good. All right, good. So we don't have to deduct any laps, at least. 7 laps remaining. Blake Panel out in the lead by 2 laps. All he's got to do is just hold steady, bide his time. Chris said that breakout hurt him. Yes, it did. Gale Force Raceway. Hey, guys. Hey, Gale Force Raceway. And here comes Blake Panel to take home first place in the A main. Blake Panel, Gabriel Kirtley, Isaac Shepard, go get your podium pictures. All right, guys, up next will be Dirt Modified, Garrett Burden, Blake Panel, Gabriel Kirtley. Yeah, go ahead. Garrett Burden's got him a nice little dirt street stock here. Of course, we're not seeing the times he's running, but he's definitely got it tuned in better than what we've seen before. If he can quit artificially driving the car to the outside, he gained a little bit more time. When he comes out of that corner, he needs to keep it as tight as he can into the track if the tires will hold it. Because if he drives to the high outside like that, he will lose to Tim Hall, because Tim Hall has got his car to come out and only go midway up the track. So midway up the track's a lot less track than all the way up at the top. Yeah, go ahead. Look at this monster coming out here. Jamie Fulcher and his super modified here. He's tuning some things. Burning some tires down the backstretch, smacking the wall on turn 4. These cars tend to be high side heroes, to say the least. A lot of the guys have trouble turning them and keeping their cars from rolling over, so they'll roll high side and make the passes on the high side when they need to. Seen Chris Henderson make a perfect example of this last week. He pulled a slide job for the win with 1 to go last week. These cars are ridiculous. The super late model class, the difference between these and our standard class is a 10,000K motor and a LiPo. That's what separates it. All right, guys. Dirt Modified, Garrett Burden, Blake Panel, Gabriel Kirtley. And Garrett Burden getting his open wheel. He's a force to be reckoned with in the open wheel class. Garrett Burden, since the very beginning when he had the basically rental car from Lanes Raceway, he bought it for pretty cheap. He started running it, got to really liking it, and ended up buying his own on top of it. All right, guys. Can we get one more track marshal, please? All right, Jamie Fulcher is going to come, or Isaac won. Isaac got some Kit Kats. Woo! You getting ready? All right, guys, here we go. All right, 3 wide. Gabriel Kirtley on the high outside. Blake Panel down low. He's made the pass. Gabriel Kirtley hooked a wheel. Or Garrett hooked a wheel, not Gabriel Kirtley. Right now, Gabriel Kirtley there 2 laps. Blake Panel currently in the lead by a lap. Like I said, Garrett Burden there going to try his best to reel him in. He's a full lap down. Gabriel Kirtley spinning out right there. So Gabriel got the spin out of it, but now he's still having issues. A very tough class, to say the least. The street stock definitely helps them handle a little more stiff. They push a little bit more, but with this class, if they hook the wall, it's over. So we see Garrett Burden now take the lead in front of Garrett there from that wreck. We got a car turned off on the front stretch, Gabriel Kirtley. As he's trying to warm those tires up the best he can. He just can't get the tires to hook this week. But Garrett Burden and Blake Panel can, as they both kind of tangentially pull to the side with each other. Oh, we get an incident down low. That's going to be Blake Panel and Gabriel getting into an incident. Little brake check. Gabriel sliding on the back stretch there. Track's starting to slicken up a little bit too. We can see that even in the cars that are gripping. And Gabriel's thinking he needs a new set of tires here. We do got a full stock of tires here at Lanes Raceway, 1RC for all series cars that we run here, and we run a lot. So if you guys want to get involved with any of our classes here, we will run a race if we get 2 or more. If we can only get 1, we just kick it back out, and maybe those guys can run it next week. Something that I would love to see is the Super Modified. I'd love to see the Super Modified ran here. I've seen it before with Josh Ryerson had one, Tim's got one, and Wes, I think, drove Josh Ryerson's when it was down here. But they really handle really well on the track. And we're seeing Garrett Burden kind of run away with it now. 32 laps. Blake's been in several wrecks. Inconsistency with Gabriel touching each other's backsides on turn 1 and 2. 16 laps remaining. Looks like Garrett Burden's most likely going to bring us home unless he has an incident like he did last week where he ran out of juice. He literally ran a open wheel modified last week with Tim and had just a couple laps to go and ran out of juice in his battery, and he lost. So we see Garrett now running low to mids here again, and that's the fastest way to roll on this track. If you can keep it down low, it's better. Seven laps remaining. Garrett Burden is running off with it, to say the least. 3.94 best lap, about a tenth of a second faster than what Blake's best is, but his average is what's getting him. 4.492 for Garrett and a 5.2 for Blake. Almost a little over a second there difference, or under a second, sorry. 2 laps remaining. Garrett Burden's bringing it around one last time. Congratulations, Garrett. Garrett Burden, Blake Panel, Gabriel Kirtley, go get your podium pictures. Gabriel did not finish, but he is still going to finish third, as there was only 3 cars in that. Next up is going to be Super Dirt Late Model B Main. Chris Henderson, Brandon Lee, Jamie Fulcher. While we're waiting on the racers here, good time to thank our sponsor, Livermore Subway, 270-278-5999 for all your delicious sub needs. The honey chicken, spicy honey chicken, now at Lanes Raceway. Go over and get you one of them. They're delicious. Not to mention the nachos that they have. Whew, unreal good. $5 for a box of nachos, onions, peppers, tomatoes, cheese sauce, cheese, shredded cheese, delicious. Check it out. Coming up April the 12th, Flexi Challenge Series, Alan Ingram's. Definitely you want to tune in for that. Blake Smith's going to be special commentator here, sponsored by Mid-America and Livermore Subway. Mid-America, Roger Smith has offered a few chassis for those guys that can run the Mid-America Gemini. So a lot of those guys are going to try for that prize, I'm sure, as there's several prizes going to be given away for that. And just going to be some good racing fun. Super excited for that. A lot of guys excited for it. And those guys in the Flexi, Alan Ingram's Flexi Challenge, are being allowed to get our Winter Series Flexi Challenge shirt. So several of them have ordered it, and it will be here the 4th. All right, guys, here we go. Listen for the tone. And out of the gate, Chris Henderson's car was fast. Now flipping in turn 4, giving up the lead to Jamie Fulcher. Jamie Fulcher and Brandon Lee side by side. But Jamie not having a problem whatsoever, ripping it down low medium style. That's going to be faster than the high side of Chris, but he's got to be able to cook it, and he takes a nice dive down low. Jamie Fulcher back in good timing here. We are seeing Jamie rock here as he goes right through Brandon Lee's car. Now Jamie with a couple lap lead here. He just keeps rolling down on that low side. Everything that should be good. And his car is gripping and not rolling over. This is something that is tough to do, to say the least. Brandon Lee's car on its lid. As we see a car flipped over on its backside, front side. Chris Henderson, Jamie Fulcher still in the lead. Chris Henderson now in the lead, running the high side, the safe side they call it. Jamie's got a little work he's got to do. If he keeps that low side down and keeps his concentration, he should be able to catch him. The high side's not fast, it's just safe. So he takes the low side on Chris and pulls up a slide job on Chris Henderson. We've seen Chris do this last week for the win with 2 to go. Oh, and a hard hit in turn 1 is going to cause Jamie Fulcher's car to flip upside down. As he gets spun around again, that high side's paying off for Chris yet again this week in the super modified or super late model class here. As he gets dumped over again, Isaac Shepard's going to reach over and try to get this car and flip it. All right, Chris Henderson, you're getting bumped. Jamie Fulcher had it up until he kind of choked there on that turn 1. It cost him. But, man, he was quick. So T. Chris needs a B-Main sticker. He's earned it again. Woo! All right, up next, Super Dirt Late Model A-Main. Gabriel Kirtley, Blake Pannell, Garrett Burden, Chris Henderson. I believe Isaac said he wants a B-Main sticker. So Gabriel in first position, opting for the tough takeoff right in the corner. And Chris currently in 4th position. Blake will be in 2nd. Garrett 3rd for this A-Main crazy race. Gabriel's got his car really tuned up nice. He turned, he actually beat you in this class. All right, guys, y'all ready? Here we go. Gabriel Kirtley to the high outside. Blake Pannell flying off. Oh, as Gabriel Kirtley hits Blake again. 2 times in a row there. And Gabriel Kirtley holding the lead. Isaac, oh, and Blake back on his lead again. We see Gabriel Kirtley followed by Garrett Burden. Garrett Burden staying pretty close in tow with Gabriel. Approximately a corner difference between them. We see Gabriel going under the start-finish line. Garrett right behind him. Gabriel on the inside of Chris Henderson. And Garrett Burden's car coming off. Oh, so we see 2 cars. Blake Pannell getting hit by a hand in the middle of the track for track marshaling. Gabriel Kirtley out there by himself now. As he come up on the backside of the pack here, Blake Pannell there in the purple car down low. Chris Henderson on the high side. Chris will be the next to pass. Chris running that high side, hoping people will get into more incidents. Gabriel Kirtley going to pull a slide job on Chris. He's bouncing back and forth. And then next thing you know, down low, here comes Blake Pannell. He's rushing down low. Gabriel's going to let him go down low with no incident. Gabriel's got a shock broke. He's got to make it 29 laps as he gets plowed by another car. And they're flipping him over. And Gabriel Kirtley's having to slow down tremendously right now with his car, but he's still out in the lead by 1 lap. We see 2 cars involved in an incident in turn 1. This is going to maybe be a change in leadership here. As we see Blake Pannell now on the lead lap. Gabriel Kirtley just hanging on by 1 car length as Blake Pannell hits him, flips. He lands back on his tires. Blake Pannell now in the lead. Garrett Burden in 2nd. Now Garrett Burden in 1st. Gabriel Kirtley in third. Blake Pendle there now in second as he goes up behind Chris Henderson taking the low side. Chris still riding that high side, hoping for some luck as he gets cartwheeled in turn 3. Gabriel Kirtley now to the bottom. Chris Henderson third. Chris Henderson rolling through. Chris might take over the lead here. Chris now in the lead. High side hero Chris. Chris is rocking here, folks. What a turn of events. Blake Pendle there currently in second. Chris got a lap up on him. Gabriel Kirtley pulling his car. Broke shock possibly. Chris Henderson's not messing around here. The high side might be the strong side. These cars are very unruly as Chris is still one lap on the same lap as Garrett, but Garrett now taking over the lead. And here comes Garrett again to make another lap up on Chris. Oh, as Garrett gets involved with Chris, Chris is going to, oh, I thought he was going to make it away, but he ended up flipping too. As we see a car flipped over, that's Chris Henderson. Chris Henderson's red flag, red flag. Hey, you cleaning tires or no? All right, here we go. And Blake Pendle having some issues with his car as he slips and slides through the front row here. Garrett Burden in the lead, going to bring it home. Congratulations, Garrett Burden. Blake Pendle second, Chris Henderson third. Gabriel Kirtley, DNF. The pitcher will be Dirt Sprint Car A Main, Tim Hall, Garrett Burden. I gotta make sure. Official. What's that? It can. It constitutes one wreck basically. All right, we didn't make that official. We need to make that official. All right. It's official. And it's official. Okay, good. I gotta get back to where we're at. Just making sure we made everything official. Next up will be Dirt Sprint Car. It is chaos. But I think Chris has the best strategy out of them all. High side hero. Yeah. But, I mean, you know, tonight there just wasn't as many wrecks, or you would have took it home. That's it. It's all about staying out of the way in that class. Yeah. I mean, Gabriel had it won until he had that hard hit. But see, that's the problem. When you're trying to dive bomb down low, you're in the mess. Chris riding that high side, he ended up getting first place there for about 3 or 4 laps just because everybody's wrecking. He won it last week over that with a slide job. All right, Tim Hall, Garrett Burden, Dirt Sprint Car. What happened to your car? Broke shock? All right, man. So Garrett right now cleaning his tires for the Dirt Sprint Car. Dude, I think you need tires for that open wheel too.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, them things are cooked.
It's fine at first, and then it just goes away.
It's that mean green. It's got to him. See ya. Tim Hall's ready. Garrett looks like he's snapping a front bumper into his. So Garrett's trying to figure something out there with his car. Let's see what else we got left. Shock broke. So after this, we'll have the A main for the asphalt lake model. Then we'll have a B main for dirt street stock. And then our last race will be the A main for dirt street stock. I'm just curious how many racers we had total today. 1, 2, 3, 4, 25 is our record. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32. Hey, T, 32 racers tonight. We broke a record. Huh? The last was 25 was the most that we had. 25 racers was the most that we had last time. We had 35, 30, what did I say, 30, 30 something. Dirt sprint car. There's got one of them's got a busted shock. Here comes a racer in the door, Camden Burden. All right, guys, if you ain't racing, please help track marshal. This is one of them that's a rough one. All right, racers, y'all ready? All right now we got Tim Hall and Garrett on the same lap here. They go side by side here. Ooh, a little touch. Touch too much. Garrett Burden now currently in the lead. Tim Hall running the asphalt tires. Whoa, he was smoking fast through the front stretch there. He's cranking a 3.370 with those asphalt tires. They're both getting a little bit of love contact there. Tim Hall currently in the lead. And we're going to see Garrett Burden here try to catch up. But as fast as that car is rolling, I don't know if it's possible. These guys are running lipos in these things just to get enough aerodynamics to roll on that wing to keep them planted. But if they touch the wall, it's over. Side by side, it looks like Tim Hall's going to grab a little more than he wanted to in that second corner there. Both Garrett and Tim on the same lap here. As Garrett's making a little bit of progress on Tim. We see Tim wreck it again there. Oh, we might see a change here. Change in leadership now. Garrett Burden in the lead. Garrett Burden one lap from being halfway. Tim Hall getting a little bit of a tussle there in turn two. Just like real life, once the tires glaze over, it's hard to get them back. But it looks like Tim's able to do so in the asphalt tires here as he's making some progress here now. As his car is substantially quicker than Garrett's. Rocking and rolling. Garrett right now in the lead. Oh, as he comes into a wreck in turn 1 and spins out. Now 2 laps down. Tim's in his own land here as he wrecks. We see Garrett kind of slowing down there a little bit for Tim. 33 laps there. Tim Hall currently in the lead. They're side by side again. Both of them flipping here. And we see Garrett flipping again. Now a lap down. Pretty close race still yet, as we see Garrett actually being able to make up some of that time, but Tim's still in the lead by half a track here. So Tim now reeling in Garrett again as his car gets trampled off the gate there. The catch pitch, of course, catching him. He's got some issues going on here. His car just wanting to go to the inside now. Tim Hall with 41 laps, Garrett 39. Tim Hall, like you can see, make it, as he rolls the wall there, and it didn't come out. That's one of the benefits of running the street tires there with the asphalt versus the dirt. They can actually rub the wall just a little bit. We see Garrett there flipping out. And now we see Tim Hall there pretty close, 1 lap up still on Garrett Burden. We see Garrett Burden pushing a little too hard there out of turn 2. Camden, his brother, is going to help flip him over. We see Garrett yet again spinning out on the backstretch. He just can't find the grip. All right, Tim Hall's going to bring it home. Now, of course, Tim was told me this to go ahead and drop him out, so we will do that. And we're just going to remove him because he wanted to just be a part of that race to show Garrett. So we appreciate that. And I really believe that the asphalt is the way to go in that class. It lowers them to the ground a little bit more, gives them a little bit more speed.
Hey, did your brother leave?
Yeah.
If he had stayed here, everyone is here. That's
He's got a long drive, T. He's going. If you wanted to do that, you should have announced it.
Look, Camden just showed up.
I know. I'm just saying. All right, up next is going to be Asphalt Late Model A Main. Jeff McMahon, Garrett Burden, Chris Henderson. Oh, yeah. Huh? Dana? My Dana? What was he doing? Smoking cigarettes? Did he? I'm sure it's not PG. Yeah. Hey, the man is toothless. He does not care. All right. Jeff McMahon going to be in front on the Asphalt Late Model. Garrett Burden second. Chris Henderson third. Asphalt Late Model. So Jeff's up. Garrett's in second. Chris in third. Garrett, you're up with Asphalt Late Model. So right now waiting on Garrett Burden. He's doing something to Blake's car here. All right, guys, if y'all ain't racing, please help track marshal. I think we're good. Yeah, we're good. All right, here we go, guys. 50 lap A main feature here for the Asphalt Late Model. Jeff McMahon currently in third position, Monkey Butt Incorporated. Garrett Burden on the high side of Chris Henderson. Chris Henderson in the 51 Cole Trickle having some issues early on, having to pull from the race earlier with a messed up servo saver. The screw came out of it and the spring popped out in front of it. So he had to get that fixed, but it looks like he's back in good fashion now as him and Garrett are both side by side. We see Jeff McMahon getting his Monkey Butt Incorporated car running the high side there. Garrett and Chris on the same lap, about a quarter of a turn difference between the two. Garrett Burden in what looks to be a rainbow colored car there. Now so we see Chris Henderson take out Garrett Burden. Rubbin is racing, as he has proved shown here in the Cole Trickle 51 City Chevrolet car. Chris Henderson now in the lead. If he can keep hold of that precision, he'll bring home an A-Main sticker, one sticker he's been really, really wanting to get a hold of. And Garrett Burden's car there getting a little bit out of control. Ooh, as it almost got to 51. So right now, Chris Henderson with 2-lap lead. 32 laps remaining. We see that City Chevrolet even smoothing out even more so. Garrett Burden is going to have to try to run the low side, making a pass here on Jeff McMahon's Monkey Butt Incorporated car as he touches Jeff just a little bit, but is able to make the pass, and so is Chris with a nice smooth move down low. And Chris now up high as he goes to reel in Blake Panel's loaner car to Garrett. And Chris Henderson now got it within a car length and a half. He's going low, dropping up high out of turn 2. This is an interesting technique. Now up high on turn 2 as they collide a little bit in turn 4. Now we see that Blake loaner car of Garrett back out in front by about 6 car lengths. But Chris is smoothing it up, going back to that low side technique. As we get into traffic here, 3 wide, 2 cars come out. Monkey Butt Incorporated third as he gets taken out again by Chris Henderson. He's wanting it. As we got a car shut off here, Garrett Burden's car completely cooked here. And Chris Henderson, no mercy in the 51 Cole Trickle. 36 laps, 14 remaining. Monkey Butt Incorporated, Jeff McMahon got it within 3 laps to Garrett Burden right now after that car being shut off. As Monkey Butt Incorporated side by side, and a little bit of a love tap from the 51. 51's getting a piece of every one of these cars out here tonight. Body panels are shaking here at Lanes Raceway tonight. As we see Garrett Burden take the low side of Monkey Butt Incorporated, gives him just a little bit of a rub to push him to the high outside to make the pass. Not a big incident, but just enough to push him high. And the 51's coming around. I'd say all give each other space on the track. 4 laps remaining. That 51 Chevrolet cannot be touched as he pulls the air off of Monkey Butt Incorporated. Now side by side, narrowly missing an incident in turn 1 and 2. 2 laps remaining. It looks like Chris Henderson's going to bring this home as he is about 4 laps up on Garrett Burden. All right, congratulations, Chris. Chris has got an A-Main sticker. Chris, Garrett, Jeff, please go get your pictures for the podium. Hi, Jeff. Hi, Jeff. All right, up next, Dirt Street Stock, B-Main, Jamie Fulcher, Jeff McMahon, Bones. Jeff, they're waiting on you for a picture. All right, guys. Y'all be careful on the way home. Watch out for deer. And don't get flooded away because evidently we're going to have 15 inches of rain. I hope it don't come up the backside of this building. 15 inches of rain. I mean, the river is literally not even maybe 200 yards that way. No, sir. The golf course right there. The river's right on the other side of that lake. Hmm. So I say 15 inches will be close here. Okay, well, good. I was worried about it. Well, it's like I said, I'd be throwing sandbags if I seen it getting close. Because I'll tell you, dude, if it floods in here, this is all wood. It'll swell and it'll be ruined. And I don't have insurance on it. You know what? They probably say, yeah, we got a big rainstorm coming. We're not going to insure you till next Monday.
Bind it quick.
Bind it quick. Oh, man, I'll tell you, if we flooded out, it was just destiny. We just shut the doors, man. Yeah, I'm on live. Do you want me not to be? All right, test, test. Looks like we got a couple of the cars out here. Yeah. Dude, I have no idea what that means. Is it is it hooked in? Well, I mean, run it through real quick. We haven't started the race. I mean, maybe it's blocked. No, no, it didn't. Oh, it did. Yeah, it did. Okay, I see it. Yeah. I don't know, man. I didn't manufacture them. I don't know what those flashes mean. That's it. If the name pops up, I can get it. Guys, if y'all ain't racing, please help track marshal. We're down to our last two races. All right, guys, here we go. So right there, you see they went under the start-finish line. Nobody gets the lap. But now that they do get the lap, everybody will get the lap. So if you do spin out at the very beginning of the race, you're not out of it. Just get your car situated, because as long as you can get out in front of them, it's like hit the pace car, you know. Bones right now in the lead with 5 laps. And we see Jamie Fulcher down low with a pass, but it's back and forth between these two, Jamie and Jeff, as they beat and bang on each other. Monkey Butt Incorporated currently out in the lead high side. Jamie Fulcher right there behind him. About a car length separates them. Jamie made his move down low, but Jeff, being a little bit higher, was able to keep up that momentum. Jeff now on the high side there, keeping it up yet again as he comes, actually picking up pace here to catch Bones a little bit, but he taps the bottom side there, losing a little bit of time as they pull a draft. And Jamie makes the move on the inside, a nice slide job as he's now in front of Jeff, but still very close between the two. Jamie Fulcher currently 1 lap down, but he's making moves towards Bones right now. And the average speak for themselves, 4.6 of Bones, a 4.8 of Jamie Fulcher, and a 5.2 for Jeff. These guys are running close. Jamie Fulcher just trying to find that line. He needs to find that line to get a little smoother. Bones just a little smoother currently right now than Jamie. But Jamie, if he can find that line, we'll see a race develop here. And that's the race. Bones going to take first. Jamie second. Jeff third. So, T, that was a B main. T, that was a B main. It goes to Bones. We're going to go ahead and finish that bump. Hey, Tim, come over here real quick. You can watch this, how it works. Unless you're in this next race. You're in the next race? You got to be kidding me. All right, well, I was going to show you how it worked. But anyways.
That's all right. I understand that. I was thinking
Yeah, because, I mean, it happens, you know, when you first take off. Sometimes it just gets out of control. Last race of the evening, folks. Tim Hall, first position. Garrett Burton, second. Blake Panel, third. Bones, fourth position. Yeah, guys, the standard dirt late model did not work well today. You guys see me actually set it on the live stream, and then it reverts back to a time, and you see me set it for 30 laps. I don't know why it set back, but it did. It's just one of them things. I'll try to work on it and get it fixed. Guys, if you're not racing, please help track marshal. We need 2 down here. We don't have 1 track marshal down here. And this will be a 50-lap A main. All right, guys, here we go. And out of the gate 3 wide, they slap into each other. The red's rolling. Everybody's going to get their lap here. Blake Panel currently in last position after that incident. Tim Hall out in the lead. As we see Bones spun out on the front stretch. Isaac Shepard waiting for a clear time to lay him down, also known as the Kit Kat Man. Tim Hall, though, he is holding it down in this class. Like I said, that low to mid transition, that's so quick in this. Let's check some times here from Tim. 4.050, not the fastest. Blake Panel has the fastest, but his average is a 4.22. That's 0.2 faster than anybody holding that low side. As he comes up on lap traffic, oh, he does a 360 just for the looks. All right, he gets spun there, but he is still hanging on to it now, one lap down from Blake Panel. As he spins on the front stretch, his car just completely came out unkiltered here, but he's right side by side. Something's happening to his steering here, folks. And Tim's car is just loose as a goose. Possible shock messed up. Blake Panel currently in the lead, 21 laps. Garrett Burton, 20. And it looks like Garrett Burton's car now pushing hard. Possible shock issue also. As we see Bones going up underneath the thing, he's going to get broke out for that lap, but he's back in there again. And Bones spun out there by turn 4. We see a side-by-side action between Blake and Garrett here. 32 laps for Blake. He's running off there on first, about 3 laps ahead. Bones about 3 laps down from Garrett. And Bones dive bombing low again too, as the track's probably giving up its grip here this late in the evening. There's a little bit of a bump there. Bones sends Garrett Burton to the wall and comes out of turn 4, and it comes around on him. It's coming around on him again. 10 laps remaining. Blake Panel currently in the lead. Garrett Burton second. Bones third. Oh, as we see Bones taking a little bit of chatter shot there from Garrett Burton. 5 laps up now. Blake Panel has had nothing but a great street stock race here, and he is a force to be reckoned with in this class, to say the least. He's always been very strong since it's initiated, and he's going to bring that white flag to a finish. Congratulations, Blake Panel, first place. Garrett Burton second, Bones third. If y'all would, please go get your pictures. We're going to finish that, make it official. And that's it this week, folks. Like I said, implementing the new standard, we went to go copy everything, and for some reason it reverted back to timing. So we had to actually keep track of the laps in our points class there. One of those glitchy things that take place sometimes with software. So, you know, we could go look at it, and we can see that it just keeps kicking it out. So next week, what I'm going to do, since it seems like it's not letting me add any other series, is I'm going to go back, take it all the way back to square one with every single one of these classes. It's going to be brutal, to say the least. And then write them down first, like the ones that we know are working with the 50 laps, the 30 laps, the separating the guys so they're not running 5 at a time and they're running 4. It's one of those things, and I hate that it happened to Tim this week. He had a little bit of an issue there spinning out, and you know, it was my fault there, guys. I take full responsibility for that. But we'll have it straightened out next week. And right now, I believe Tim Hall's in the lead anyway. He's got 2 wins to the other guys. Finished third tonight. He's got some high-end points there. And I think it's not going to hurt him whatsoever. We still got 2 or 3 races left to go. Um, and I don't know how many wins that made. I can't remember if it was Garrett or Blake that won it today, but maybe one of them has 2 wins too. Nonetheless, a close battle in the 1RC late model class here at Lanes Raceway, working out the kinks, trying to get things rolling. Guys, special thanks to Subway Livermore, 270-278-5999. Get you one of those nacho chips over there. They're so delicious. Or the spicy honey chicken sandwich. I've had several of them too. Delicious. I can't get enough of them right now. But guys, that's it. That's all we have for you this week in 1RC. God bless you guys, and I'll see you next week here Tuesday.